Robotics and artificial intelligence are taking many industries by storm, and some experts say that agriculture could be the biggest near-term opportunity for these advancements. So here with me now is Paul Bissett. He is the COO of Harvest Crew Robotics. Thanks so much for joining us today, Paul.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so your robot specializes in strawberries, but can you tell me more broadly how big of a business opportunity the intersection of robotics and agriculture is?
Well, so robotics have been actually used in agriculture for 100 years, right? Ever since we've been moving from the horse-driven plow to the cotton gin to tomato harvesting, we've been increasing our abilities to automate the harvest process. But we're talking about especially fruits and vegetables. In the United States, the markets that we're going after, it's a $20 billion a year market. Strawberries themselves, $2.2 billion. Worldwide, the strawberry market is $16 billion. And if the world ate strawberries like the United States, it'd be a $50 billion a year market.
All right, so perhaps the biggest headlines that you're seeing that have to do with agriculture perhaps would be the labor and immigration issues. So can you talk a little bit about how that plays into the business opportunity here?
Yes. So our biggest challenge right now in the strawberry industry and most of the fruits and vegetables industry is the lack of labor. Pew Research, I don't know if you're familiar with Pew.
Yes.
But between 2009 and 2013, we actually lost 1 million migrants going the other way, going back across the border. And if you look at the demographic curves, the Mexican population fertility rate is actually approaching that of the United States. So if you've ever seen strawberry harvesting, it's hard. It's really a young person's game. And the amount of labor that we need to harvest these fields is just not showing up. And because strawberries are so hard, when there are easier crops to pick, they leave our harvest and they go pick table grapes because they can stand up. So the acuity of the problem is enormous, and it's not just about bringing strawberries to market at a reasonable price. To give you for an example, in New York, back in the late 60s and 70s, a crate in today's dollars of strawberries were $200. And they mainly went to bakeries and other high-end food opportunities. Today, that same crate's $10 to $15.
So then the replacement for this robot to come in and replace a human crew, what does that look like? What's the pace and how many crates do they need to be collecting to match what a human crew would be doing?
Our number that we're targeting is 300 crates an acre, okay, a day, kind of a number. So that is about what our human crew can pull off the field. And we believe that our solution is a total replacement of a harvesting crew. So not a harvest aid, so it doesn't help people do harvest. The challenge with today's contracting services market is that if you take all the easy fruit off as a harvest aid, the pickers that are left will have a harder time picking the fruit, so their production actually goes down and they make less money. And so for farmers who want an automated solution, they actually have a harder time getting human pickers to follow behind harvest aids. So you have to do 300 crates a day, 300 berries a minute in order to replace the current productivity of human crews in the field.
And then talking about the business model here, on a contract basis, that's what it would be for a human crew. So instead of offering the machinery to the farmers, it's a service agreement, right? Can you explain that a little bit?
Right. So the term there that people talk about a lot is robots as a service. Okay? Our farmers today don't actually hire laborers. What they do is they hire a contractor who hires the laborers, who says, I'll pay you $3 to $4 a crate to pick that crate and get it onto a pallet and into the grocers. So since they're not buying tractors or machineries today, they don't have in their business model the cost to buy a robot or buy harvester full of robots.
Or the expertise
or
to
the
manage.
expertise to exactly. You know, you're taking a farmer and saying, okay, now you got to be a roboticist, and then you have to run all the computer systems to get it to go, right?
Right.
So what they'd really like to have is, look, I have problems getting labor. What I really want to do is just fix that problem. So if you can give me a contract to pick the same amount of strawberries as my human crews, terrific. And if better yet, if you can write a service level agreement that at the beginning of the season I can make a bet that I can put the plants in the ground and I can take care of those plants over the season, then I'm willing to take that risk. Right now, they're not willing to make that bet. And total acreage in California is down 30 or 40% over the last 5-6 years. And in Florida, we lost in our farms $500,000 to $1 million in fruit because we couldn't get it picked and we watched it rot on the ground.
Right, so clearly the need is there. So how long does it take to build one of these machines and get it out on the farm?
So we've actually been doing the development for 5 years. And we just finished the Berry 4, that's the name of our platform, Berry platform. We just finished that prototype testing this past season, and it was the first fully autonomous platform, and we had multiple robots underneath it. We're building now Berry 5 for deployment in the next season. We expect that we'll be 2 more years out with 2 more generations before we're fully commercialized and have multiple units in the field running it like call it an Uber for strawberries with the multiple harvesters in the field. Yes.
So then looking beyond strawberries, what other opportunities are out there? When you're looking at the space as far as the competition, where could there be other areas that it would be advantageous to get in?
So again, I mentioned that the specialty fruits and vegetables, those things that require people to pick and pack. 20 billion in the United States, including table grapes, peppers, cucumbers, cantaloupes, those things that that require some actuation of grabbing and pulling back and putting in a package. Those are the fruits that we like. Outside of the United States, there's 2 opportunities. The one is there's traditional farming throughout the world, and that's some big markets in Australia and China. China actually produces 3 to 4 times more in terms of metric tons of strawberries than the United States. They're suffering the same demographic problems as the United States and Mexico. They need solutions as well. So we look both for additional fruits and vegetables in the United States as well as trying to lift the global markets for strawberries using our harvesting solutions.
All right, well, it definitely sounds like there's a lot going on in this space, and it was very fascinating getting to talk to you today and learning more about Harvest Crew.
Thank you, I enjoyed being here.
All right, thanks so much for watching, everyone, and be sure to head to investors.com for the latest on other emerging technologies. This is Alyssa Corum for Investors Business Daily.